Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about LeBron is not a starting all-star, and there is a possibility he won't even make the team. I remember back in the day when the all-star game actually meant something. Not only was it a badge of honor, it was also a way for the players to show their respect and appreciation for the fans. The All-Star break weekend was for the fans, to show those that showed you love. LeBron's complete disrespect of the fan base and the player base should negate him from ever being in any All-Star game. And I wish they could take away his previous All-Stars. Talking about the fans need to be taught to appreciate the game. Not only is that statement grammatically criminal, but it also is a huge insult to all NBA fans, but especially to those of us that have watched and loved the game before this fool was even born. He can attempt to gaslight us all he wants, but you can't change what we see. He was right about one thing, though. We are all witnesses. Unfortunately, it's not in the way that he wants. Even with his inflated numbers since Reeves' injury, LeBron's stats and context are awful. He absolutely should not be a starter. And then, if you take into account last year that he showed up in street clothes and didn't even have the common courtesy to let them know he wasn't playing beforehand, he should never be allowed to play in an all-star game again. And then if you include the fact that he's been elbowing people in the head a lot recently, he shouldn't be allowed to play at all. The All-Star game has become a joke. It used to carry weight and had merit. It's now a popularity contest, and a bad one at that. Even Bronny got 2-player votes. The All-Star voting is broken down into 3 categories. 50% is from fans, 25% is from players, and 25% is from media. The fact that 2 players voted for Bronny just goes to show how not serious this game is taken, and the honor has been completely stripped from it. I remember Vince Carter asking Jordan to take his starting spot in Jordan's last All-Star game, and of course Jordan refused, saying, "You earned it. You should be out there." However, Vince insisted, saying, "I'm not going to be playing in the game while you are sitting on the bench." That is respect. That is class. That is honor. When it comes down to it, cap is just cap. When the chips are down, people do what they know they should do. All these players and media glazing for LeBron, and he was the 8th pick for fans, the 9th pick for media, and the 8th pick for players. How is the greatest of all time ranked so low? He's had a negative plus-minus in many of his games. The Lakers have been getting stomped by ass teams. No, you don't deserve to be an all-star. No, you don't deserve to start. It's that simple. I don't even bother watching the All-Star game anymore. It hasn't been enjoyable since, I don't know, I can't even remember the year, since Kobe whipped LeBron's ass. I don't remember when that was. 2010, 2012. I can't remember. But that was the last time that it was even remotely entertaining. It's just become a sham of what it was. And now with the international theme of, all the international players against the U.S., does the U.S. really want to get their asses kicked that bad? I don't know. I mean, the slam dunk contest, what has recently been won by a G leaguer. I think he may have a spot on the team now. What's his name? McClum? I don't know. Again, I can't remember because no one cares anymore. LeBron doesn't even have the balls to participate in the slam dunk contest. And then people want to claim that he has poster dunks. First of all, he has one dunk. And if any actual all-time great performed his one dunk, they would have gotten laughed at. If they had done that dunk in a dunk contest, they would have gotten laughed at. If you look at what Jordan did, what Dominique did, what Kobe did, what Vince Carter did, and then you look at what LeBron does, yet again, not on the same level. All I can do is hope that he doesn't even make the team. The reality is he should not have been an all-star for a number of years. Given that he hasn't played defense in over 10 years, how can you be an all-star? Given that he had a negative plus minus last year, how can you be an all-star? He hasn't won an MVP in his 30s and now going into his 40s. How can you be an all-star? The fact that people even voted for you to be 8th or 9th in this all-star voting is insane. What the hell are they watching? They're obviously not watching you play. They have to be looking at box score out of context and highlights on NBA.com where, again, it's taken completely out of context. It doesn't show what actually happened. It shows a split second of what happened. It's hard to be invested in something that isn't invested in itself. I don't get it. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Steam Engine, In Your Face, Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.